Herding turkeys. Out. Get out. Out into the arena. Go on. Out, out, out. It gets lighter in here as the sun comes up. I'm going to put some really good LED lighting in there and have just one run in the winter. If you don't do this, the horses come and open it. Yeah. So everyone's got their own little problem. I'm going to go in here and see if I've got any eggs left from the chicken that likes to come in here and lay eggs. Nope, didn't lay eggs in here last night. Oh, see, it's that time of year. Freaking ice. Ugh. This time of year kills me. Let's go see my meat birds. I saved meat birds because they give eggs. Is there water frozen? I don't think there's. I'll grab corn and some feed. I moved the corn and feed out of the office because I didn't realize how dusty it was. And it's really dusty. So we've got them in the metal cans to keep the horrible mice and rats and those things to a minimum. And I don't really measure the chicken feed because, well, you can't leave them without feed. And I didn't get any scraps this week because our week was cut short because of the flu. Oh, wrong one. Corn goes in this one, and the layer pellet goes in this one. There was some corn in there from before. I'm going to have to put fresh bedding in here. Like I said, the deep litter method. The fermenting of the... Are you laying or eating? Thinking about laying? I'll get you some fresh hay. That makes a... as it decays, of course, it makes a little bit of heat. And just that little bit of heat can keep your waters from freezing. I learned that on the West Coast. It was easier there because I had less animals in a pen. Typically, I should only have well, listen, am I doing it commercial or am I doing it less workway? Less workway would be less chickens per square foot because it's the wetness. What was I doing? Coming in to get a glove so I can clean that up. Traditionally, I put my glove on, one-handed. Traditionally, you would only have so many chickens per square foot of space. And they can live on less if you feed them a lot. Well, I have to feed them a lot this time of year. There's no other option for it because they're not going outside in the snow. They can't really forage in the snow. I could throw them out in the arena, but then all they're going to do is stir up dust, which will aggravate the horse's asthma. The horse has asthma, which I don't really want to aggravate. So, what I'll do is this is what the barn looks like after working 40 plus hours a week off the farm, and then coming in and trying to get it all done on your weekend. Plus everything else that needs to be done. You know what? She's in there. I'm just going to add more. I'll clean it out tomorrow. I have more time, but I want to give her some fresh straw so that she has a better way to lay. How's that? How's that? How's that? More straw? Look at you. No, you're not going out today. The other day when you snuck out, you made a mess. So, we need to find a local supply of hay or straw. I called one of the guys and he was completely out. Oh my! Don't beat up on that chicken. pull that poor chicken's feathers out. You old meanie. They're mean. But I didn't see any eggs in there, so that's good. Anyway, so the deep litter method. You can look at me instead of looking at all that stuff out there. The deep litter method is good. Ooh, it's cold out there. Is great for helping keep a little bit more warmth in the barn. And I try to keep some more warmth in the barn. What did I do with my bottles? Oh, they're in a container. I left last night's bottles in the barn, so I had to grab another container. And so how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to take 2 trips. Let's do the bottles first and then the milk. So we're trying to lower our electric bill. And we know that the electricity is going up. So lowering the electric bill. Haha. Like, this room is heated. I've got it set at 55, so it's probably about 57. It's weird how it won't kick in if you don't reach a certain temp. Here they are. So it's strange in and of itself. But I don't want to have to milk in freezing temperatures. I can tell you that milking is probably my most peaceful time of day because it's just me and my goat. And Autumn's a sweet goat. So we just kind of sit there. I listen to the news sometimes. Sometimes we listen to music. Sometimes we don't listen to anything but the sound of the milk hitting the the stainless steel bottom of the pan. You hear them? They fight with those turkeys all the time. So far, no. We should go peek. I don't have time to go peek. See, I got boxes in the car to take to the school. Got 900 million things to do. Turn that off so I don't get like a copy infringement, right? I don't want that, now would I? So, yes. I drive to the barn, not because it's super far, because I got my hands full, okay? And it's super snowy, and it's slippery. Slippery, slippery, slippery. And I don't want to fall and drop all my milk or my eggs or my bottles. So I came out with a quart of milk still in my stainless steel milking pan, 2 grain buckets full of bottles. So I have 2 hands, 2 arms. So I'm like, wrapped around, I'm pulling them in. I got them tucked under my arm. Last thing I want to do is fall and have like glass tucked in my arm and then fall on it and have the glass break. And then slice the crap out of me. I don't want stitches. Not a big fan of stitches. What else don't I want? I don't want to waste my milk. I had to go talk to my husband about buying a dehydrator. I wanted to start making some jerky, and then I can make yogurt. And from yogurt, I make cream cheese. So, if I can get those things made, I can make all of my stuff, which means I'm going to have to breed the goats again, because I don't want to run out of milk. I didn't really want to, although I have been holding my other mom and letting the babies nurse, so hopefully that will make a difference. I'm not ready to breed Evie. She's the first girl. Evie, and then B would be the next one that I could breed. And then I've got casserole and cinnamon. I don't know if we're keeping cardamom. I need to post the 2 boys for sale. Not the Nigerians, Baxter and Bear. I need to post them up and get them out of here. Find them a nice home. Maybe somebody will take them to the auction for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll drag them down to the auction. I mean, I can get to the horse trailer because I put it in the arena this time so that I could get to it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. That was just a kind of blah, blah, blah. Talking about chickens and the deep litter method. So you could try it if you live. I found that I pull away the old straw, the old bedding, and I make a little like nest to put the water down into it. You need to leave enough on the bottom for that heat at the bottom and then the heat around it. And just that little bit seems to help keep it from freezing as quickly otherwise. Sometimes that way, if it doesn't get too cold, we're still able to go out and pour boiling water on top of the waters that are clean enough. And it only gets a light, you know, crust of ice on the top most of the year. It's when we get down into like the teens and below zero that we really have to bring them in because they're freezing. And that's normally only about a month if we don't get super cold from Canada. So the first winter we were here, I think it froze twice. Last winter we had a couple weeks of really cold weather and then it froze several times. Matter of fact, the outlet pipe froze, but that's a different story about how you're supposed to bury your water pipes. And yeah, the water doesn't go into a gray water area or anything. It just flows out a pipe and into an area that's a low area and then just runs down out into the pasture. So I would never put like chemical stuff in it. I don't have any chemicals out in the barn. That would be crazy. I wouldn't do that to my animals. But yeah, that's a whole nother video about, I mean, that arena had to have cost thousands of dollars to build. So I don't understand why you would spend $20,000 on a building and then just not bury the water pipe out. I mean, does that make sense to anybody? I mean, he had a tractor. I mean, it's not like he didn't know how. He easily could have got a trenching thing, rented it, borrowed somebody's, and then just dug the trench, laid the pipe, covered it up. Ta-da! Over and done with, no problem. Now we're draining. Yeah, that's, as my dad would say, that was half-assed. He always told me, don't do stuff half-assed, Kimberly. Anyway, have a good day, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.